Hello, welcome back. I'm Mike, KG4VDK, and in this video I want to do a quick run through of how the QRV modules in arcOS work, how they're structured, how to activate them, deactivate them, and a little bit more about how they interact with the system. We'll start with just a pretty simple module. It's one of the community modules. It's put in there to help with some accessibility issues for folks. So it's called the large print module. So if you've booted into arcOS and realized, oh man, my eyes don't do so well with how small everything is, you could activate the large print module and have everything be a little bit easier for you to read. So I'm going to use that as the example to show how modules work, and we'll go through that and maybe get a better feel for how to interact with those modules. So let's jump right in. Okay, so we're booted into arcOS. We're going to learn about how these modules work. So let's start by opening up the arcOS data portion of our drive. We'll go into the QRV directory and under your call sign, and you'll find arcOS-Linux-modules. These are the modules that come from GitHub. This is where they live. If you open that up, you'll find that you have three different directories. You have a community modules directory, core modules, and user modules. The core modules, these are the modules that I make sure make all of the included software that you'll find down here. That's what makes all of those work out of the box. Within the within the core modules, you'll see all those applications and their actual module startup script. That is what gets run when it's time to run those modules. You'll notice that they're all numbered 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and so on, till you get to patches, which I've named with a 50 at the beginning. So what that does is it runs when the station's set up. When you click OK in station setup, these modules get run, and they get run in the order of core modules first, followed by community modules if activated, and user modules if you've got any of those. So in the core modules, these are all activated by default, meaning Firefox settings get saved by default, FL Suite gets configured by default, HamRS is set up by default, and so on. But 50 for patches means that this script runs last. So of the core modules, this one runs last. So anything that may need to get fixed that I haven't put into the ISO image yet, that's where that will live. But you can number these, you can't, but in the community or user modules, you can choose how to number them to make them fire in the correct order for you. So let's go to the community modules. In community modules, there's a template. If you want to start working on building your own, you can use that as a template. And it's got some very basic information in here that just lets you get set up. These are all the variables that need to get set in the beginning, and then these are the module commands. So if we were to actually activate this module, the only thing that would happen is when it runs, it would send us one of those station notifications up here at the top of the window that just says the variable named module has been deployed. So in this case, it would say template module has been deployed, but that's all that module does. What we're going to do is learn how to activate and deactivate a module. For this instance, we're going to use the large print module, and we see that it has its startup script here. We can take a look at it, and you'll see that there's a few things that happen. One, we're going to adjust where Conky displays on the screen. This is Conky down here at the bottom right. We're going to change the panel height. We're going to change some icon sizes on the panel, some symbolic icon sizes on the panel. We're going to set the desktop font, the interface font and the desktop font. So that's how we make everything large print. So let's learn how to actually activate that. That file lives inside the large print module directory. If we want to activate it, it just needs to be up one level. in the community module. So when you're looking in the community modules directory, anything that sits out here is active. If I want to deactivate it, I just put it back in here. To activate it, bring it up one level. So this is now active, but we haven't run a station setup while it's active. So let's do that real quick and we'll see how this works. So we come over to the menu. Station setup is this icon up at the top. You can see that that is listed down at the bottom right hand of the menu window there, station setup, that configures the system with your information. So click that. It brings up the station setup window. And when we click OK, this is all of our information already correct. We hit OK and it's going to run through core modules, community modules, and user modules. So as soon as we hit OK, we see that the panel size has changed, the icon sizes have changed down here, and the font for the desktop has changed, and the font for the interface has changed to be a little bit bigger and easier to read now. So that's as easy as it is to activate a module. Now to deactivate it while the system is running is a big ask. So if you want to deactivate it, you can just open up that directory again, you hide it in the large print directory, and then reboot. If you want to deactivate modules, drag them to where they need to be and reboot, and the system will come back up and not activate that module when you click OK on the station setup. So that's modules in a nutshell. To activate them, drag them out of their directory into their parent module directory. So community, drag them into the community directory. If you don't want them to be active, just hide them back in their same named directory. That's the basics. We'll do another video with a deeper dive into some of the other community modules, but hopefully that gets you off and running and a little bit more educated on how that system works. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.